Good night, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Lester Zoom Headley, coming live and direct to you. I'm your host for Zooming Logic and Opinions, and I approve all these stories. I am a published author and a content creator. Now, I'm going to share a story with you titled Martin the Gangster. Martin the Gangster. He was a gangster style operator for most of his life. He aligned himself from age 14. He finished school at 14 to learn the trade and the dealings of the gangster lifestyle. He did himself well, for after going to prison 12 times. When the local newspaper featured him, the reporter said, "It is known that you have went to prison for 12 times. What do you have to say about that?" He corrected her and said, "No, I didn't went to prison 12 times. I went to prison a dozen times. You need to publish that. Please correct the 12 times. It's much better to say a dozen times. You make it look like if I was a habitual person going to prison. You made it sound badly. You make it sound like I'm a villain." Martin was smart. He was cunning and he was smooth. He invested in a home with a 10-foot razor bar fence. He purchased 2 acres of land around the house. He lived in the countryside. Neither he or his wife ever worked for anyone. They didn't have to. They had money galore from his gangster style life. He had one son, Martin Jr. Martin Jr. fashioned himself completely after his father's footsteps and lifestyle. Martin Jr. went even further than his father. He robbed many banks, commercial banks, 4 to be exact. 4 to be exact. He lived at home with his parents and was unmarried because he wanted to protect their legacy and their secrets. So he never got involved. He stayed within the compound of his father's investment. While serving time in prison, while Martin Jr. was serving time in prison for the 4th bank robbery, his father, Martin Sr., wrote to him, "Son, I'm getting old. I'm getting very old as the days pass by. The body is getting stale, not quite done as yet. As you know, I am 78 years old. Where the heart is willing, the head is speaking to the soul, telling it you can still do it. I just cannot do it. That's the reality. That's the gospel truth. This season, I would love to plant edibles, pumpkins, corn, and peas. However, I am unable to plug the entire field. You know, the sun is extremely hot. These are changing conditions now, climate changes, and the body cannot take the sun and the heat anymore. Your loving dad, Martin Sr." Well, when Martin Jr. got the letter, it was already open because it has to be opened by the prison officers. They have to read and they have to monitor what the content of the letter in case it gave them a lead, because they had never ever found any of the money that Martin Jr. was known for, found guilty for robbing the 4 banks. Now, Martin Jr. wrote back from prison, "Dear Dad, I am totally happy that you are unable to plow the field. I am happy that you cannot do that, for I do have all my loot buried in the field." Well, he put the letter to be posted. The prison officers read the letter and took it before the sitting judge. The judge named Justice Smart. So he said, "Aha, case broken at last. Now we have the lead. Now he will spend more time in prison, meaning Martin Jr. He arranged for 2 tractors to plow up the entire field, not to help Martin Sr., but to search for the money right away, because that was a hot tip, a hot lead. After what Martin Jr. wrote, "Dear Dad, I'm totally happy that you are unable to plow the field, for I do have all my loot buried in the field. I don't want you to be plowing the field. Leave it alone until I get out of prison." They plow the entire field. The entire field for 2 days. Up, down, cross, center, diagonal, round, square, rectangular. They plow it up. They plow it up. The entire field. With marshals watching. With prison officers watching. With police officers nearby, standing by, because they thought that this was the moment where they can nail and get back some of that money to put back in the treasury. But to their disappointment, they never found a glimpse of the money. So, to Martin Sr., it was indeed a revelation having his field plowed. He wrote back to his son, Martin Jr., in prison, 2 words: "Thanks, son." The son wrote back to his dad 6 words: "You can always count on me." Well, I tell you, the apple don't fall far and roll from the tree. Isn't it? It doesn't fall far and roll away from the tree. Until then, I am your host, Lester Zoom Headley, published author, content creator. Please keep an open mind. I hope that you can have a good laugh at this one, because it's comical. Martin the Gangster, Martin Sr. the Gangster, and Martin Jr. the Prisoner. I tell you, you have to listen to this one. It is a fantastic one. Until then, I want you to keep an open mind. I want you to have a laugh, and I want you to share, like. You will find this on the Instagram platform, the TikTok platform, and the YouTube platform. I'm your host, Lester Zoom Headley, and I really love this one. I wrote it this afternoon, and I kept smiling to myself. How am I going to write the twists and the turns to this story? How am I going to get it, reaching your heart? Yes, I write some serious ones. I write some stiff ones. I write some engaging pieces. But this one, I love this one, because I guess you have never seen me smile so much. So I'm approaching, once again, I am approaching my 240th video on the YouTube platform after resetting it, realigning, rebooting, rekindling, and coming after I have lost so many videos off the YouTube platform. But I'm telling you, this got to be my 700th video on the TikTok platform. So I hope that this one brings you joy and good spirit and lift you up for a very good laughter. Thank you. Lester Zoom Headley signing out. Thank you so very much.